Welcome to Brothers King Media. We'll review eternity through the lens of art. My name is Samuel.
And I'm Solly.
And I'm Chris.
And again, like I said, I hope Chris becomes a regular part of this. We'll see what happens.
He might die soon. Anyway.
And it is fitting. Here we are. It is December... what is the date? Darn it. It's December 11th. December 11th. We're 2 weeks away from Christmas. Bless you.
Thank you.
It is December 11th, 2 weeks
exactly
away from Christmas. Is it 2 weeks exactly?
Yeah.
I guess it is, yeah. And we're reviewing a Christmas album. So it is about time.
Okay, anyway, so we are reviewing Oh for Joy by the David Crowder Band.
We are almost through our discography, Solomon, so you can stop having nightmares.
There was just a certain space in between Illuminate and church music where I was having some very, very bad dark dreams. It was bad.
I'm hoping that you guys will bring some fresh insight. I don't feel like I have too horribly much to say about this album. It is Oh for Joy. Technically, this album almost wasn't supposed to happen. Like, it wasn't planned. I went to their last concert and saw a video about it. Not their last concert, their last tour. And they talked about how they went on the road to tour for their last album. And while they was on the road touring, they decided just to record the album on the road, which is kind of cool. Like, they would go inside bathroom stalls and stuff to get the right sound for drums and record drum parts in there. So they recorded this album while on the road touring. And one thing I do find interesting about it is it doesn't sound particularly like it was recorded on the road or anything. It sounds pretty good. I see you're shaking your head. Yes, Chris.
Yeah,
one thing about microphones is head nods are not translating to sound.
I was going to let you finish. I liked it. I listened to it when I was cleaning my car today. I liked it. It sounded really good. And when you said they recorded it in a bathroom or in a high school, it doesn't sound like they did. It sounds like they were in the actual studio with $100 worth of equipment to make it sound good. And
$100 worth of equipment.
I don't know how much they
Man,
got.
I wish $100 worth of equipment made that sound good.
Thousands and thousands of dollars.
There you go.
That's better. $100 worth of equipment would be like
that microphone we were using.
No, that bought that microphone from a pawn shop.
Shoot, Chris, $1,000 worth of equipment that we were using. His computer and our microphone.
Yes.
And seriously, and it sounded terrible.
Yes.
There was nothing good that came of that except for strangely demos.
But I like it how they can have nothing, where they're at, and make it sound like it's something great.
They were touring. They had every instrument they owned.
Well, I also feel like that shows the power of modern technology for recording. Pro Tools can cover up a multitude of mistakes.
True.
It's you can recreate the studio sound from Pro Tools. So
I ain't worried. It's not like anyone's gonna hear it.
Maybe someday. You never know.
Your kids may
Oh,
want to
ye of little faith.
Huh?
Your kids may want to listen to
Maybe
this
I'll
someday.
become famous this next year. You never
Good
know.
luck. Can't get famous when you have humor as dry as yours.
Actually, there's a whole entire market for dry humor. It's called British.
Yeah, well, good luck. Because even Simon's not going to like it. That's not funny, Chris.
It is.
That wasn't funny at all.
It was.
The only thing funny about British is Simon Caldwell.
I tend to disagree. I love British humor, but
Did I stutter? Jesus.
So it sounds great. It does make me wish a little bit for the more monologue sound. I do kind of miss where you could tell stuff was running through. I can't think of the proper actual physical cords and cables. It does have a distinct sound to it. Reel-to-reel tape, etc.
Okay, yeah.
But regardless, it sounds really good. As for the songs themselves, it's self-produced, I suppose, since they produced it on the road. No official producer. the songs sound.
No, the producer was Steve 3PO.
Yes, Steve 3PO produced it all.
Do you know who Steve 3PO
No
is?
idea.
B-Wack, who is their drummer / programmer, created a robot to drum for them when he was not there.
So as I was saying, the music sounds exactly like you would expect a Christmas album from David Crowder Band to sound like. It's basically the sound of every radio single they've had in Christmas music format.
Yeah. Okay, well, we shall continue now. The David Crowder Band sound just like what they did there and that.
You was going to say something back before Chris started having a meltdown.
I forget now.
It's not my fault.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, now, the only thing about this album I can't credit, to the David Crowder Band is that the lyrics are not any of theirs at all whatsoever.
But I appreciate that. Here's my thing about Christmas music. I appreciate that they stuck to like traditional carols. I would have loved to hear them write some originals. Don't get me wrong. But Christmas songs are really hard to write. One, I'm speaking from personal experience. Christmas songs are really, really hard to write. Two, think of new, completely original Christmas songs you've heard in the past 15 years. I guarantee you the only two you can probably think of, maybe a few more, but probably the top two you're thinking of is How Many Kings and Mary Did You Know?
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking
actually,
about...
Mary Did You Know is 25 years old, but still.
Okay, but still.
Oh, come, Emmanuel.
Yeah, that's really old.
That's an old Christmas
Really
carol.
old, Chris. You can find it.
I said original Christmas songs.
Originals, not hymnal.
Hey, that's a good one, too.
It is a good one.
Oh, come, Emmanuel. So what was you saying?
Anyway, that was what I was saying. What was I saying?
Christmas songs are really hard to write.
Yeah, they are. I know from personal experience.
So, I don't blame them for not writing any new Christmas songs.
Wait, I said that wrong. I know from personal experience. Yeah, I was right the first time.
I don't blame them for not writing any new songs, really. I do appreciate the music, the difference in musics throughout it.
The difference in musics.
Orchestration.
Yeah, the difference in composition.
Composition.
There
Thank you.
Go.
That's the word I was looking for.
See, I am smart in one area, is music.
All right, back to the matter of the gravy.
Is this sausage gravy or just regular, like the steak gravy, the chicken gravy that you put on mashed potatoes?
It's just a general term. You never heard me say that before?
Back to the gravy?
Back to the matter of the gravy.
Now, you said back to the gravy.
Well, the reason why I say that is because I really like audio commentaries on movies.
Oh, God.
Which is probably half the reason I do this. I don't know. And I was watching the audio commentary for The Incredibles. And listening to it, rather. And you know the scene where they're at the dinner table and they're stretching everywhere? And lifting the dinner table up and arguing and stuff?
Yeah.
You know what scene I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, apparently there's a bowl of gravy on that table. And so the animators were having a lot of hard time animating this. Because as you can imagine, arms over stuff and gravy moving around and people running around and heads moving. It's really hard to animate. So they all started arguing about the gravy. And then started arguing about everything. 2 hours later, one of the animators was like, can we please get back to the matter of the gravy? Okay. And so I like to use it now to just pull people's attention back.
Only someone like him, Samuel, would find something like that and then start using phraseology. Samuel, no one else does that!
Actually, a lot of people at my job do because
you work at a call center. They have nothing else to do. They're a bunch of nerds. Okay, and some of them are geeks, okay?
I mean, there's a lot of...
Some of them are Bill Gates.
Well, no.
None of them are Bill Gates.
But there is a lot of people there that just... There's actually a...
None of them are Bill Gates at all.
There's actually a good swath of people there that just simply need jobs. I'll be honest. 'Cause it's the highest paying job in Madison County.
Are you serious?
It's one of the highest paying jobs in Madison County.
Okay. It's the highest paying job in Madison County. Are you serious? It's one of the highest paying.
I mean, I won't make no guarantees, but honestly, what other job is going to start you out at $13 an hour?
Well, apparently that Ketter over there, across from Meyer, that factory,
Yeah.
it's called Ketter. They start you off at like $15.65 or something like that. But I mean, that's union though.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying 5 minutes ago, I appreciate, even though they do Christmas carols on here, which I'm glad they do, the difference in compositions is very nice. Like the first song, "Joy to the World," sounds like
to the world.
It sounds like a David Crowder band single. It sounds like a single they'd put on the radio. Very similar to like "You Make Everything Glorious" or "Holy Yours" or any of those. Any of those wonderful, wonderful singles from the past. And then you get down to like the one after "Go Tell It on the Mountain." Darn it, what is it?
I think out of all of them, "Go Tell It on the Mountain" is my least favorite.
I mean, it just sounds like a slower song, honestly. It's
No,
the one after that has the...
Because he's got the whole, go, tell it on the mountain. I hate that.
Oh, the echo effect?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair, I suppose.
See, I'm one of them old school guys, The only thing that should be affected or modulated in music is your guitar.
I mean, I occasionally appreciate some differentiations in effects.
Differentiations.
Sure.
You said differentiations.
So not like
It's not French.
Family Force 5 Christmas album?
Huh?
Not like a Family Force 5 Christmas album with all techno music?
Okay.
Oh, I
It's
love...
Family Force 5.
Oh, dude, Family Force 5?
That was a good album, but,
I
Wait,
like their
isn't
Christmas
they
album,
the ones who
Love Addict.
love it? Oh yeah.
Hold up.
Wait a minute. And then B-Wack made that like drum box.
Yes,
one.
B-Wack made the punching box for them.
Okay, B-Wack is the only reason why I know them.
I saw them
David
live
Crowder Band for
before
that
they
sucks,
broke up.
Probably. I mean, were they that great?
They were a lot of fun to watch. I saw them at the Rock and Worship Roadshow is where I saw them about 2 years ago now.
No, it wasn't a Rock and Worship Extravaganza.
No, Rock and Worship Roadshow. And so the lead artist for that one was actually Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Hello.
We apologize for this brief inconvenience.
As I was saying, I saw them at the Rock and Worship Roadshow about 2 years ago, which now they're not even like a band anymore. They're FF5, which is kind of sad, which is just the two guys.
Yeah, it's the main two guys, two brothers.
But they, the lead act was Stephen Curtis Chapman, who is they're number 2. He is number 2 on my all-time favorite artist, so... And Ren Collective was pretty awesome. But the rest of the bands there that night were just kind of like, eh. Like Passion, I could have went without seeing them live. I could have went without seeing Derek Minor live. And one or two bands that were so forgettable, I don't even remember who they were. Francesca Battistelli.
Oh, yeah.
I generally like her, but she just wasn't that great. But Five Iron... I always want to call them Five Iron Frenzy, because that's one of my all-time favorite bands. Family Force 5 was a standout. They were actually a lot of fun. They got up there. They ended their set with the Chainsaw song.
Oh, I love that song.
Crank it like a chainsaw. It was a lot of fun. And they all dressed like in 70s vintage clothing.
There we go.
They always do that. Their new album is like all yellow and it's like vintage looking.
Yeah, so like they were all 70s and it was just a lot of fun. They were one of the highlights of the night for me. I really enjoyed them. But I digress. I like Angels We Have Heard on High. That's their bluegrass showing out. And I appreciate a good banjo every once in a while. honestly my least favorite song on the album, and this is going to come a bit of a surprise, and this is...
It is not Carol the Bells.
Yes, it is Carol
Are you
the Bells.
serious?
Here's the reason why.
Because the
Trans-Siberian Orchestra
did it way better.
No, they didn't do it better.
Okay.
The problem I have with it is it sounds exactly like Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Like, if you played them back to back together, they sound almost identical. It was a lot of fun to watch live. They actually played Carol of the Bells live at their last tour I went to. So that was really awesome. It was cool. It was so amazing to watch. But just to have it on CD, I'm just kind of like, it sounds exactly the same. I listen to it every time it comes on, because for one, I love this album. I play it every Christmas. It's my annual Christmas album. I listen to it top to bottom, so it's part of the Christmas for me. I enjoy it, but there's nothing special about that cover.
Absolutely nothing special about this album at all.
No, the album is awesome.
Oh, the album is
the
awesome.
Cover.
The cover of that one song.
Yes.
Okay. Oops. Cat's out of the bag.
So you don't like it, Solomon?
I mean, that I actually was going to say that First Noel and that were like my two favorite.
Yeah.
Maybe Oh Holy Night.
I like their version of Silent Night, but that's just because I'm a sucker for Silent Night. It is my favorite Christmas hymn. So
Good song.
I'm a sucker for it anytime, and I like their tagging on of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah at the end of it. It's a nice touch.
Yeah. What part of that did they do?
So they're actually doing it live. So Silent Night and then Carol of the Bells, they do live at the Passion Conference. In 2011 they did it. So it was actually January after Christmas. And they went to play they play at the Passion Conference every year. Now Crowder does by himself. And they just recorded some Christmas music while they was there. And so they get to the end of Silent Night, just play it very quiet, acoustic. And then, no, it's not Silent Night they add Hallelujah on. It's the song before that. Oh Holy Night. They add Hallelujah on too. I take that back. Silent Night, they add the banjo.
So this is on the album? This is on...
No, it's on the album.
Okay.
They recorded it at the Passion
Conference.
Conference.
I didn't... Oh, okay. I was about to say, I don't know why I didn't notice it.
Yeah, it's on there.
Huh.
It's if you listen to the end of Oh Holy Night, it's at the end. They go Hallelujah, Hallelujah.
Huh. Interesting.
It's easy to.
I might need to
miss,
listen to that one all the way through then.
All right, Chris. Other than it was great, I need some critique here. What was your thoughts on this album?
Come on, critique it. critique the crap out of it.
I listened to it earlier, so I liked Oh Come Emmanuel. That was a really good song. I mean, I've heard it so many times with other people, and I thought it was kind of bland.
Yeah.
You know, but David Crowder Band, I think they made it different. And the way you said, like, they played it somewhere else, like not even in an actual studio. It was just like somewhere in a school or a bathroom. I was blown away by how good it sounded, you know, being somewhere else besides their home base of, like, recording. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it.
I think it's an enjoyable Christmas album. If they would have added some originals into the mix, I feel like it could have went leaps and bounds towards making this a great album.
Was this their last album?
This was their second to last.
Okay.
They thought it was their last album.
So we're actually going to record their grand finale album. We might bring Thomas back, just make it a grand finale for. I started this endeavor, 7 months ago now, saying we're gonna.
Has it been 7 months?
Yeah, we skipped like 3. We didn't record anything. So final thoughts, because we don't have a whole lot to say about this. I guess being a Christmas album. Since the lyrics is a lot of what I review, there's not too much lyric to review. Other than these are awesome hymns. I like these hymns a lot. Christmas hymns. Mm-hmm. Carols, I guess they're called. I think of them more like actual hymns, personally. Because they're very hymn-like, just set in Christmas time.
Huh. They are hymns because they are in hymnals. They are also found in any old music book any church has. You generally in the back of the book because they're... Actually, let's talk about the hymnal for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, this was when did the hymnal first come out? It was probably the 15th century. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but
that would be the 1600s.
Okay, yeah, that would be right. So we'll
Most
say
people
the
couldn't read back then.
1600s. Okay, this is for the classy Catholic people. Okay, who are scholars, gentlemen and scholars, and then women. Sorry,
you're not wrong.
We love women. Women are,
just history doesn't love women. Sadly.
History doesn't love women, but I love history. Anyway, so back in that day, they would have mass several times a week. It would not be just one day out of the week. Mm-hmm. These are practiced religions. Okay, practiced. What are they called? I forget what they're called, but they're practicing Catholicism. Anyway, so they would come to Mass every day sometimes. So they would start at the front of the hymnal. Each hymn had a purpose. Each day served a different purpose. So by the time they got to the end of the year, there's hymnal 365.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day?
Yep.
So
I came up with that off the top of my head just
so
now.
you don't know if it's true, but
it sounded good.
It did sound good.
It said it was first published in 1989 as the first hymnal of the United Methodist Church.
What was?
We were only 300 years off, Chris.
Shut
up!
It's after the 1968 merger of the Methodist Church and... Yeah.
So hymnal books didn't exist until the 1980s.
Yeah.
Well.
Thank you so much. Then why, in Little House on the Prairie, does Reverend White-His-Face say, turn in your hymnals?
I mean, he could be reading incorrect. Also, Little House on the Prairie is not the most accurate source of history. Like, you do realize Colonel Sanders shows up when he offering to sell them Kentucky Fried Chicken. And he looks like Colonel Sanders as we know him. But at that time in history, he was 12 years old.
What the living crap? What the literal heck?
Alright, so let's go to final thoughts.
Has hell done for us over? Anyway.
Sadly, not too much to say on the album itself. It's just it's there. It's a great Christmas album. So for my final thoughts, I will say 3 points for lyrics because...
They didn't write the lyrics. They can't have 3 points for the lyrics.
Fine, 1.5.
No, they can't have 1.5.
No. Stick with me. 1.5 for their selection of Christmas hymns. I like their selection very much. They would have gotten 2 points if they hadn't covered Carol the Bells so precisely.
Okay, I have a question. How many songs were on this album?
9.
Okay, so out of 3 stars, they get 3. Okay, wait, you're not done scoring. Go ahead.
No.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
So, okay, I'll say 1 point for the lyrics. Because I'll drop half a point for the overly perfect cover of... Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Carol the Bells. 3 points for the music, though. Music is phenomenal, top-notch. It is everything I could hope for in a Christmas album. Maybe not everything, but in a David Crowder Band album. Everything I could hope for. And as for how well it holds up, it's one of my personal favorite Christmas albums every year. I listen to it. So I'm giving it a 7 out of 9.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay. So
No, I'm giving it a 2, because it only gets half a point for the selection. I don't like this selection. I like 2 of the songs that they picked.
Okay.
I liked Carol the Bells, and I liked The First Noel. For the music, I'm going to give it 1.5, because one, they didn't write the music.
No, they reinterpreted all the...
They had all the... Trust me. I looked into it. They have all the same chords. They recomposed, and I didn't like it. I don't like it when you recompose songs unless The only thing you can do to create a better version is to add instruments, add little bit of variation here and there. Do not change composition.
Oh, I strongly disagree.
Yeah, I know you do.
Well, no, this is good. This disparaging viewpoints is good. It's healthy. So in this, I wholeheartedly disagree. I say there is no point in covering something unless you're going to do something unique.
Yeah, no. You misunderstand me, my friend. I didn't say don't do something unique. I said don't decompose what has been composed.
Oh, I love decompositions.
No, it's bullcrap.
You should look up a YouTube video. It's someone basically decomposes and then recomposes. So reconstruction, decomposition, no recomposition. Aha, recomposition.
That's what you call recomps.
Britney Spears' "Oops, I Did It Again," and they redo it as an acoustic song.
Was it called
amazing.
"Oops, I Did It Again"?
Oh, that's clever. No, it's an actual.
Laugh, though.
It's an acoustic song, and it's really good. Okay, but continue. Okay, so you have 2 points on the grill so far.
Yeah, and maybe one as it holds up. It was
wow. So he is a very low 3.
I don't like Christmas albums. I'm sorry. I hate Christmas albums. The truth's out, man.
That's almost this is the lowest he's ever given a Crowder Band album. Period.
Really? What's wrong with you?
So what do you say?
So we're rating this as
Jesus.
It goes up
That's
to
all.
3 points for each thing.
Yes.
So we're rating on music, lyrics, and then
How well it holds up.
okay. Music, I'll give it a 2.
Okay.
Lyrics, I'll give it a 2 because I like.
No.
lyrics.
You have to explain why.
It sounded good. From what I told you before, where they were at, or where they recorded at, they sounded pretty well. You know, from being where they're at with nothing. You know, being on tour and stuff, and has to get stuff done, getting it done, and putting it out, and people actually enjoying it. I'll give them props for that. So I'll get to 2 for sound. Lyrics, I mean it's original lyrics from other people wrote, but still it was really good. I mean they got the point across, so I'll give that a 2. Overall, I'll just give it a 2. Totally across. Just because it was all good. I thought it was good.
Okay, so
I
now.
like music in general, so I mean.
Okay, wait. What was your number?
So mine was a 6. We got
What was
6.
your number?
No, mine was a 7. His was a 6.
Okay.
And yours was a 3. So I can do math.
No, I got this.
I can maths. So you have
go
to do
ahead.
3 plus 6 plus 7.
Yeah.
So
divided
16
by 3.
divided by 3.
3 plus 6 plus 7. That is 16. Divide that by 3.
Yep.
Which there are going to be decimals, but it's going to be
A 5.
somewhat to the. Thank you.
Sorry. Continue.
It's going to be a 5.333 something.
Okay. So 5.
Was it?
No, I didn't actually do it.
I want to know.
Oh, I mean, yeah, your math isn't wrong. Okay, so let's just see. 3 plus 6 plus 7. 16 divided by... darn it. 16 divided by 3 equals 5.33333333.
Yes! Woo!
Music louder.
I still got it!
You do?
I haven't forgot it! You know what I'm saying?
No, he's lost it for sure.
Yes! Okay, I'm so sorry. I was just so happy that I just did decimals.
Alright, we'll talk to you all at some point in the future. My name is Samuel.
And I'm Sully, and we are glad to have...
Chris.
Again!
Alright, keep being the glimpse of eternity.
Peace.